I feel like I need to stop crying, first of all. I really never pictured myself in a million years saying the words that I'm about to say to you right now. It is currently 3:30, and at about 1 o'clock this afternoon, I quit my job. I officially, I guess, let them know that I was gonna be leaving. I just really want to talk about it because, you know, I feel like this video will be more for me to like look back on, you know, years on down the road from now and just reflect on my time here, my time working this job, doing this. But if you guys want to know the tea, if you guys want to know the story, if you guys want to know like why I quit my job, we're really gonna dive into like my experience working at this place, and just like I just really, for my sake more than anyone else's, I just want to like reflect on these past 2 years, because I have been working this job for 2 years. I'm still kind of reeling right now. Like I'm riding this roller coaster of emotions. Like, you know, I feel so like relieved and like not really relieved, but like I feel so excited, and like, you know, this was just something I had to do to, you know, move on with the next chapter of my life and like keep going. You know, I'm excited for the future, but then the next second I'll be really sad. I know I'm gonna miss all of these people, and I'm really gonna miss working here, because for the past 2 years it's just been like a dream job. For the first part, I just want to talk about like getting the job and like how the job has been, like my experiences, like the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, like how I feel overall. And then I want to go into like why I had to quit my job. I just really wanted to talk about this in a video. Oh, by the way, my name is Serena, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you've never been here before. I feel like I should have said that at the beginning of the video. I'm kind of having like an emotional crisis right now because I don't know how to feel. Like I just kind of feel everything right now, and I wanted to sit down and share all of this with you guys because YouTube is my therapy, and also the people watching this are like my friends, and so I wanted to have like a little chat about like something major that happened. I feel like this is major because I've been working here for 2 years, and like quitting was so hard, but like there's reasons why. We'll get into it. So basically the job that we're talking about, I work as a pharmacy tech in a pharmacy of a retail store. I don't feel like I should like name drop the name of the store because like I don't know, what if they don't like this video or something? I don't want to like get sued by a big company, you know. So what to say, you know, I worked at a pharmacy. I was a pharmacy tech, certified pharmacy tech, because I did pass my certification exam last March. So I'm a certified pharmacy tech. So let's just back it up and start at the very beginning. So I was a sophomore in college. I was going to college at the Ohio University branch at Lancaster. So it was like a small community college. You know, I was just chilling out for, you know, I think I went there for like a year. This is my sophomore year of college. I was working as a hostess at Olive Garden and going to school. Honestly, that whole period of my life, I kind of just lump it in with like high school because it really felt like high school. Like community colleges, very small, they feel like high school. And then also at the same time, I was working, I mean, a pretty easy job. I was a hostess. Like my year at OUL was coming to a close. I knew that because like my classes were progressing and what I was studying was pre-pharmacy, I knew that I would have to eventually go on and take classes in the Athens campus, which is Athens, Ohio is probably like 40-ish minutes from my house. I knew that I wanted to continue to live at home, and I was just gonna commute to Ohio University in Athens because it really wasn't that big of a deal to me to commute. I was just trying to, you know, be money savvy and like save my money, you know. But I knew that like my job where I was working at Olive Garden, it just like wasn't doing it for me. I needed a new job. I needed a fresh start. I needed something different. I literally hated that job so much. So one day I literally just woke up one morning and had the brilliant idea, randomly just had the idea that I was gonna apply to work as a pharmacy tech at this retail store that was in Athens. And I was like, you know, if I get the job here, like I'll be going to school here and working here, and then I can just live at home, like commute to both. It'll be... So I just randomly applied, like out of the blue, completely just winging it. Was like, maybe they'll hire me, maybe they won't. But if they do, like, that'd be pretty cool, you know? And that's one of the reasons why this job feels so special to me. And because I just feel like it was fate. I know that people are probably like, seriously, you applied for a job and you got it, like that's not fate. But like seriously, it felt like fate to me, because it was so random and out of the blue for me to just apply. And then, yes, say I apply, that doesn't mean they have to give me the job. So it was just so random. It felt too random to like not be fate. I don't know. You know, what's your guys' opinion on fate? I don't know, but like I'm just gonna say it was fate that I got this job. Even more so fate was the fact that, okay, so I apply for the job and I get a call that they liked my application. Oh, how do I go like this? They liked my application or whatever, and they wanted to do an interview with me with the pharmacy manager, the pharmacist who's the manager at the store that I'm not gonna say. I go in for an interview with this guy, and literally, I'm not even joking, we like really hit it off like right away, because, you know, he's a pharmacist. I'm going to school to be a pharmacist. Like that's what I'm studying. So we literally just sat in the interview and literally talked about like pharmacy school, the future of pharmacy, where pharmacy's heading, what it's like. Literally had a chat about like all the classes I take at school. I mean, it wasn't even that like interviewee of an interview, because really all we did was sit down and like have a buddy talk about like all this crap that we're passionate about. And it was really cool, actually. I remember liking him from like the second I met him. He literally said to me in the interview that we were already part of insert store family. Like I was like, he's calling me family? Like he's a really great person, and he's a really cool guy, and like I liked getting to know him over the next, you know, 2 years that we would work together, because he's just like the coolest and the best. I remember my very first day that I worked in the pharmacy, because I came in and I talked to like the assistant manager, and he also just so happens to be the nicest, coolest person in the world. And I'm like not even joking. He is so like, he's probably, and I still think this to this day, he is probably one of the nicest, the most genuine, the friendliest, funniest people I've ever met in my whole entire life. I just feel like he's a really special person, and like I feel really honored that like I got to know him over the past 2 years, because he's just like such an incredible person. Like, you know those people that you're just like, wow, you're like such a great person, like what do I need to do differently in my life to like get on your level? Like that's how I felt about him. Is my makeup like getting runny? I'm trying really hard not to cry. I remember meeting all the women that I worked with, and they were all, again, so nice, so genuine. Like, I don't feel like I've ever had a problem with anyone that I've worked with there. Like, I feel like I'm a pretty like easy to get along with person, because I just generally like everyone. And so like maybe some people there didn't like me. I don't really know. If they did, they never told me. So I'm just like riding this crazy train thinking that everybody just got along. But I really felt like it was a very like family dynamic feeling, you know? Like it was just like, yes, they're your coworkers. You're not gonna get along with everyone. Some of them are gonna annoy you. Some of them you like. Some of them you play favorites with. Some of them you get excited when they come into work, and some of them you're like, ew, I have to work with her. But like, you still care about each and every person. At least I did. Like, I genuinely care about every single person that I work with. And I don't know, I just feel like job-wise, I've never been able to say that because I always have someone that's just like a piece of garbage human being that I don't care to get to know them, but it was never like that in this place. I don't know, maybe I'm like crazy. Maybe people who actually work there are like, this girl's crazy. It was not like that. I feel like my scrunchie looks so weird. But honestly, like, I've had other jobs, okay? I've had other jobs, I've had other bosses, and it's never like this. It's never like civil almost. Like everywhere else there's always cattiness, there's always drama. And like, yes, there's cattiness and drama at this place too, but it's like very minimal and like it's over like you can just tell the underlying intention is that they care about each other. And so I just feel really sad because I know that I'm really gonna miss it there. Like, I'm really gonna miss all of the people that I work with. Like, I'm gonna try not to cry. I'm gonna miss every single one of them. Like, it's so crazy because my mom was trying to explain this to me to like help me feel better. Thanks, Mom. But she was like, you know what? There are just people. I can't get through this without crying. There are people in your life for a season. Like, for example, she said, like, your high school friends. Like, when you were in high school, you had these friends, and they were your best friends. You all cared about each other. You always wanted to be together and hang out, and these friends were your whole entire world. You know, they helped you through every single bad time that you had during that season of your life. You know, they helped you through the good and the bad, and they were there through it all. And then that season of high school was over, and like, yes, you still care about them, yes, you still love them, but for the most part, most of the time, you don't really hang out with your high school friends that much after you graduate. Like, you know, there are some people, there are exceptions, like sometimes they go to college together or, you know, they keep in touch, but like most of the time, you're not gonna keep these friends for the rest of your life. And she's like, it's really hard, I know, because you think back to your high school days and you remember always saying like, we're never gonna be those friends that don't talk after high school. Like, you're gonna be in my life for the rest of my life. Like, I'm always gonna know you, I'm always gonna be close with you. And then you grow up and you get to this point and you're like not close with them anymore. And it sucks, and that's like part of growing up, but like, it's like completely natural and it's like completely supposed to happen. Like, they were there when you needed them, and now you have different people. And she's like, it's so weird because like, you have these people that you worked with for 2 years of your life, and like, yes, you're not as close to them as you are with friends. Like, they're not like your friends that were there for these 2 years, but they were people who taught you a lot during these 2 years. They gave you, you know, a lot of human interaction and like life experience, and through the bad time, I mean, they weren't like there beside you through the bad times, but like from the insight and the things that you've learned from them, that is what helped you through these bad times of this season. And like, this is how you navigated your world within this season. And like, these people are here, and for right now, they're part of your world. They're a big part of your world because, you know, you're an adult now and you're working, and like, they're a huge part of your world right now. But, you know, in a couple years when you graduate or move on, they're not going to be part of your life anymore. And that's just how it's gonna be. And, you know, she's like, it doesn't matter like how close you were or how much you knew them, like, they were part of your life for a season and now they're not. And I just have so many problems with that. Like, I get so emotionally attached, invested. I feel like there's a lot of people out there who kind of like breeze through life and can meet people and feel feelings for them, and it all stays very like surface level. Like, unless they get really close to someone, they don't develop this connection to them, this like attachment, this like emotional attachment, connection, whatever you want to call it, to them. They can just keep everything on the surface, you know, everything feels like no strings attached and casual. And for me, if you're like me, you understand this like on a spiritual level, but for me, like someone can come up and say hi to me and like smile at me, and I can just feel my strings just like attaching to them. Like I don't even have to know you that well to care about you deeply and feel really attached to you. So like, even though these people in my life who are my coworkers for 2 years, even though I never like hung out with them outside of work or like really got to know them, like really talked to them outside of work, I still feel all my strings completely connected to them and really attached, and I just feel so emotionally involved in all of their lives. Like I want the best for them, and I care so much about them, and I just, you know, sometimes I feel like that's a curse, like to feel that way, to be so connected and attached to everything and to literally like fall in love with everyone you meet. I used to think that was like my worst quality and my most toxic trait, and I needed to like learn how to stop doing it, and I needed to learn to like not get so attached. But then I realized like I would rather feel like so emotionally, like right now, knowing that I'm gonna be leaving that place, I would rather be so emotionally like heartbroken and devastated that I was going to have to be leaving these people than to leave a place after 2 years and just be like, whatever. Like, I'm glad that I feel this way even though it sucks. That's such a weird sentence to say, but it's true. And if you are one of these people who gets really emotionally attached, I feel like you know exactly what I'm talking about. When like you say that like this person, we like talk on like a very surface like coworker level, but like you just feel so emotionally invested in this person, it's hard to let go. And I knew it was gonna be hard to like leave this place because I knew this job wasn't forever, right? Because I'm going to school now in this place, and I knew that like eventually I would want to go to graduate school elsewhere and I would have to leave, and I knew that at the most it was gonna be like a 3-year thing, right? I mean, that's all I had left in school, and like here we are. I'm gonna talk more about this in the second part of the video, but basically I transferred schools, and that's like one of the reasons why I'm not gonna be working here anymore. I had a lot of like moments where I really regretted like going to OU at all. Like it really to me felt like a waste of time because I was just school-wise, this is like school and work are very separate in this situation, but like school-wise, I was very depressed and like unmotivated. I didn't really care that much about school. I was feeling like really uninspired. So I would start to have regrets about going to this school at all. I would always say like if I would have just transferred, you know, 2 years ago to where I'm going to school now, like it would feel like less of a waste of time and energy. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry again. I'm sorry. I feel like you can regret decisions that you've made about, you know, places you've gone and things that you've done, but if your decision led you to meet all of these people who touched your life in such a big way, who impacted the way that you are going to like grow, like I'm 22, like I'm still growing up. I'm still trying to figure out like who I want to be, what I want to do with my life, like where I want to go from here. These people became so like impactful to my life, and like they taught me so much, and you know, I'm gonna take this life experience of having this job and like from that grow into the person that I'm going to be. And so I feel like you can regret all of these things, but you can't regret the people that you met that meant so much to you, that mean so much to you. You can't. I mean, I don't regret meeting them, so I can't regret the decision that led me to meet all of these people. Yes, there are a lot of decisions that affect you and like get you into trouble or do this or that to you, but if your decision led you to meet all of these people, that your life would be different having not met them, I feel like you can't regret that decision. And that's like it's like what I tell myself when I get really upset with myself. Why is there a freaking fly? Because I could never regret meeting all of these like incredible people. I feel like if any of you have been like the youngest person at a job, you know what I mean when I say like So I'm 22. And I started working there when I was 19. I was always the youngest. I was always the one who was like going to college and was like had a boyfriend and, you know, lived with my parents and like didn't have a lot of life experience. Like that was always me. That was always, you know, it was kind of my thing for a while, you know. That's like, it's what you are when you're the youngest one, right? So everybody that I worked with had their kids, had their grandkids, their nieces, their nephews, all of these people that, you know, that's their world. You know, their world is their family. Their world is, you know, their kids and their grandkids. And, you know, I'm out here on my own, going to college, you know, doing it on my own. You know, I always had Hunter because we were obviously dating this whole time. But, you know, we're not married. We don't have kids. So, like, my whole world is school and work. And for, like, sometimes, like, during the summer and stuff, like, when I wasn't at school or whatever, like sometimes I would go to work and those people at work would be the only people I would talk to all day, like the only people I would interact with all day. And it really felt like, because I was so young and like still I feel like I used to think 22 was old and like you should have your shit together by the time you're 22. But now that I am 22, I'm like, I'm still young. I'm still growing into the person that I'm going to be. I'm still trying to figure out like what that looks like. And for these past 2 years, like these people were my whole entire world, like them and school. And so it's just weird when like they're your whole entire world but you're not theirs. Like I remember just like going home from work and like talking about work like to other people, like to my boyfriend, to my friends, to my family. I'd be like, oh my gosh, today at work blah 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 happened. I feel like when you have other things to do, you have other like, you know, responsibilities, you don't like, work is not your whole life. And I don't know, it's just so weird that that part of my life is like ending and now a new chapter is beginning. I didn't really like talk about this and I feel like it should be talked about because it's kind of important-ish to the story. I really loved what I did. I felt like it was really fulfilling. I, more than anything, was learning so much. I feel like I learned more in these 2 years than I will probably learn in all of my years at college. Seriously, life experience, job experience makes you learn so much so quickly, and I feel like I learned so much from this job. I had a class in college that was literally basically like the same thing as being a pharmacy tech. Like you learned about like insurance, you learned about, you know, different prescriptions, like the common names of prescriptions. You learned basically like a lot of clinical stuff that you use in the pharmacy in this class, and I got over 100% in that class. Like that class I got like a perfect A+ in that class, and I was like, I feel like I owed it all to the fact that, you know, I was a pharmacy tech. It's retail, you know, it's not an amazing day every single day, you know. Sometimes you have customers who come in and call you a CUNT for no reason, and you just like have to deal with that. I never really let like mean things that people have ever said, like customers, get to me, because you can't really, or you would just be sad all the time because someone says something like really mean or degrading to you like almost every single day. It's kind of crazy. But there are those like super sweet, genuine people who, you know, just like restore your faith in humanity for a minute, because you're like, wow, good people still do exist, you know. Good kids, good moms, you know, good families, they're still out there, and you will find them if you work in retail. Like they're still out there, they'll still come into your store, you know, you'll still get to interact with them. And I think that's what makes me want to like work with people in the future. Like that's what really drives me to want to make a career out of like being on the more clinical side of things, like getting to have that like patient relationship, like that pharmacist or doctor or provider to patient relationship. Like that is what I want. That's the kind of career that I think for me would be most fulfilling and most fun. It's really just taught me like the things I do like and the things I don't, and it's made it more easy to like navigate different pathways career-wise, because, you know, you have more experience, you know what this is like. So I probably had moments where I took it for granted. This is like an adult job. This is a job that people do for like the rest of their life, for a career. They make a living out of it. You're not a hostess at a restaurant. You're not delivering pizzas. You know, you're not like folding clothes at the mall. Like, you're doing something that matters. You're doing something that's important, and you're doing something that helps people and is a big person job. That is one of the things that I wish I didn't take for granted all the time, is the fact that this isn't a job that they hand out to everyone. This is a job that means something. I feel like I put my heart and my soul into this. Like, I really truly did. I feel at the end of the day, like, yes, there are days where you come to work and you're just like not really putting in 100% effort because you just like had a bad day, or you don't want to be at work. Like, it's a job. Like, some days you don't want to be there, but I feel like for the most part, I like really put my heart and soul into doing the best job that I could do at the time, and I hope it was enough. I feel like I'm gonna look back on my time working at this place, and I'm only gonna have like good, happy memories. Because, you know, hindsight, I mean, what is it? What's the expression? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's what I was gonna say. Like, when you haven't been somewhere for a while, you start to think like, oh, like that was, I just feel like future careers, I'm gonna be like, wow, I wish I was working in the pharmacy with all these people. Want to talk about why I had to quit my job and like basically everything leading up to it. The main reason why I quit my job is because I decided to join. In January, I enlisted into the United States Air Force, the Air National Guard, and there's a lot of reasons why I did that. I don't really want to get into that right now because that's like a whole nother video in itself. But basically, since January, I've been waiting for a date that I'm gonna go to basic training, and I found out like 3 days ago that I was gonna be leaving in September. So obviously I can't work there once I'm gonna be gone for like 7 months or something. I'm gonna be gone from like September until March, so I'm not gonna be able to work in all of that time. And also, I decided to transfer schools. I mean, I wanted to go there since day one of college. I just always knew that it was gonna be too expensive. I wasn't gonna be able to live there. I mean, I wasn't gonna be able to afford to live there, but I couldn't go there unless I lived there. Like, it was just never really a possibility for me. And for people who like can pay for college and can like afford it and like can go and like work and do whatever to like get to go to their dream college, like, you're the awesomest. But like straight out of high school going into college, I was not gonna be able to afford that. You know what? I keep school and work very separate when I'm talking about Athens, because I feel like work I loved. Like I said, I loved my job there. I love the people there, but school was just really, really depressing. Like, I really hated school there. I remember like looking into going to Ohio State. It was like last summer, like a year ago. I remember looking into like possibly, potentially, if I get to join the Air Force, going to Ohio State, and just like, I should stop doing this because it really just like screws up everything. But I just kept picturing like me going to Ohio State, like living close to campus and like having this life that like really was never an option. It was like the dream. Never felt like it could be a reality. It never felt like, I just felt like I'm just gonna have to stay in this place that I don't even like, this place that's like literally like depressing me from the inside out. Like, I thought I was gonna have to stay there until I graduated, and I was like, you know what? I don't. Okay, I don't have to stay. I'm very much that type of person that like will not stay in a situation that is making her really upset. I'm not the type, because I feel like most people would have been like, yeah, well, whatever, you know, you're sad, but like just be sad for another year and then you're graduating and you're like gonna be gone. I can't do that, you know. I can't stay in a place that is just making me deteriorate as a person. Yeah, after I get back from basic training, I'm gonna get a move to Columbus, go to school where I've dreamed of going to school. I'm gonna graduate from the school of my dreams. I mean, I'm gonna probably graduate like super late because, you know, I'm gonna have to take another year off this year. But it's fine, you know, we'll graduate eventually. Also, on top of like going to basic training and quitting my freaking job and like transferring schools, I'm also next May going to be getting married. So I have wedding planning to do. It's fine. I'm really fine. Like, I feel like I've been talking for so long, my throat like hurts. Like, it literally hurts. Oh, and this morning I finished Stranger Things season 3, and I literally bawled my eyes out at the end. I'm sorry, but like that note, you guys know, if you've seen it, you know the note made me freaking cry. Okay, that's how I started off my day, and then I went and quit my job, and I'm just like a mess right now. But okay, if you guys, seriously, if you guys are still watching this, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me spill the tea. My life is very, very boring, but you stuck around anyway. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you sometime soon with another video. Bye.